Welcome to Musicians Anonymous, Episode 3, with a new band, Iskrona. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
How are you? So, you are a new band. How did you come to be a new band, and what genre are you? Tell us something about you.
I need help. You were with me.
Is that the theme of the band? I need help.
Yes, definitely.
We looked at each other and said, you know what, we both need help. Let's start a band.
Need help, let's start a
Basically.
band. Well, you're a black metal band, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So how does that genre sort of reflect what you're trying to portray, what you're trying to do with this band? Are you trying to like build a specific image of black metal in Berlin? Maybe, because I mean, or like
haven't
at
really
this
talked
uni?
about that.
We kind of have, though.
Have we?
Yeah, we have a certain theme,
I
right?
don't have any memory of it.
Basically, black metal, right? As a genre, we probably should explain that to the people watching, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not a
Yeah,
popular
go for that.
genre.
Totally.
Basically, black metal is a form of extreme metal music that originated in America, and then basically
Wasn't it
got
England?
popularized. I think it was America.
Isn't Venom from England?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. It's either America or
Venom
England.
and Bathory.
Yeah.
And
the two bands.
technically, that's not the start, because the start technically is a crust band from England. So
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
The thing that matters is that it got popularized by Norwegian bands, and there's a special subgenre even of black metal that's Norwegian black metal, which captures a specific sound, specific atmosphere of living in the Nord space, cold, very atmospheric, very, I don't know how to explain it really, very wintry, the feeling that you get when
Depressing?
depressing, when you just walk out to the forest with a cigarette in your mouth, and then you're just, oh my god, the snow is so beautiful.
The snow is so
But
beautiful.
I want
I'm
to
gonna
kill
make a
myself.
song
That's
about it.
basically black metal.
It's basically black metal. Does your
Accurate.
name have anything to do with it? The band name?
So Iskrona is Swedish for ice crown.
Ice Crown.
Yeah.
That
It
honestly,
doesn't really
that's
have a backstory,
self-explanatory.
honestly.
Honestly, if you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. I mean, Ice
Honestly,
Crown.
it doesn't really have a backstory. I have a friend that wanted to start like a solo project and then scrapped it, and then we basically got permission to steal it.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. And how did you, or do you want to sort of fit into the standard black metal genre, or do you want to like challenge it somehow?
I would say challenge it.
I love experimenting.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you want to like experiment with mainly?
So mainly, I think we discussed this. We want a lot of layers, and
Yeah.
we're gonna kind of get away from the shitty production of black metal, because black metal usually has a very lo-fi feel and a very raw production. Not very many microphones, not that clean. But we kind of want to get away from that and deliver and show people that musically this genre is actually really complex and very melodic. So I would say our band is leaning towards melodic black metal mostly, and atmospheric elements as well. Basically, I as a songwriter for this band want to capture the feeling of winter, the feeling of ice, the feeling of cold, and that's basically the direction we're heading in.
Yeah.
That was cool. So making it sound more, I'm sorry for the words, but mainstream production-wise, but quality-wise, so people can listen to it on anything, and it's just not like a bundle of noise. The sonic space is filled up equally.
Yes.
Like record everything really well, but just make it black metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Honestly, I think that's a great idea. Has like Berlin's music scene influenced that in any way?
I would say for me, yes, because one of my main influences in the black metal genre is a band called Non Est Dios, and it's a black metal band from Berlin.
Okay.
And it's a melodic black metal band. So basically the sound space is kind of similar, and the production is really good. So if you want to get into kind of black metal, I would recommend them because of the production, and they're not a controversial band. They're very clean, very nice, and the live show is really great. So I would really recommend them for a first-time listener. And for you, Aiden?
Like my biggest inspiration? Good question. moved to you. He moved to you in the meantime.
Well, the thing is, I'm just getting into black metal really with this band. I haven't dived into that form of metal subgenre yet. I'm just open-minded, and I'm started listening to a playlist he put up for me, and now he forgot what it's about. but I liked it. So this is maybe my second try now getting into black metal.
So what were your genres before? What were you focused at?
Well, still I love new metal, rap metal, and that's what I'm kind of doing myself with my own project. That basically also a little bit death metal and gent. I love Meshuggah, and I think this is a great opportunity for me to on my way to becoming a metal drummer, because I'm just always practicing double pedal and everything. So
is that quite a new experience using a double pedal if you haven't used it before, right? You got to change your rhythm a little bit in your left foot.
Well, yeah, your left foot is basically like never used in that way before.
No, exactly.
Well, I'm playing almost for 2 years now, double pedal, and I made with another extreme metal band here at BIM. I made huge steps already, and now I'm constantly pushing my limits, and I think this will be a challenge.
That's great. It's a challenge you got to face, but if you want to get better in the genre, it's good that you're like focusing on it so much. And also at BIM, because we're all BIM students, there's so many, or there's many more pop oriented and sort of like alternative oriented people, artists and bands here. Is it hard to like push through with metal here? I mean, it's still Berlin, it's still Germany, it's pretty metal friendly.
Yes,
but I mean this uni specifically.
I would say outside of uni, it's not that hard. The scene is very much alive, and the black metal scene in particular in Berlin is very strong. Especially, I would say, analyzing the genre as a whole, in Berlin probably is the best place for a black metal artist right now.
If you really look at like gigs and stuff, like there's an annual festival, I think, in Berlin with like mostly black metal bands, and like this one venue I found that was like every 2 months they have like 2 gigs with
so
like
it's
4
full
bands.
of black metal.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's great, honestly. That's a good place. In that case, there's probably not going to be as many challenges here as an emerging black metal band to like, fit into the scene. It's not going to be like, I don't know, doing it in somewhere where it's not black metal. I haven't got anything off the top of my head right now.
But I would say the main challenge at BIM is not enough distortion.
Not enough distortion. It's too good.
The studios are very pop oriented, so even recording stuff is a bit of a challenge. Recording heavier stuff, because the gear is so specific, right?
Yeah.
And
even the guitar amps,
even the drums.
The drums
mainly
are
rather jazz oriented, and
not enough toms,
not enough crashes, not enough snare. But I would say here at BIM it's very open-minded towards any genre, but mostly centered to pop, and like a lot of the gear that would primarily be used in a metal band is not available. And also using this sort of soundscape for like assessments and mainly
like school-related stuff.
School-related stuff is not an option, because it wouldn't really show you did anything by the program.
What do you mean by that?
Especially in like production classes.
Okay. Well, okay.
Because as a production student, a lot of the techniques I used are basically a no-go in the in the production space.
That's the thing. That's the challenge. You got to sort of like say, okay, this is a no-go. I've done this specific thing in the past. Very different genre. I did it on classical, but I recorded classical in a pop way, which is also a big no-go in the classical world. That's a big no-go in the classical world. Yes, but I pushed through with the idea, and in the end, the feedback that I got was, that's really good. Like, how did you do that? Oh, I recorded it pop. You sinner. Like, yeah. So, well, I mean, that's one of the things you just got to face and do and say, okay, I want to do this, and just do it. Come out with it and say, deal with it. And I think, honestly, people here are open-minded enough to be able to respect that. Maybe also, like, delve in the future into some more, like, you know, different genre-oriented classes.
Yeah.
Which would actually be cool. That would be a cool idea.
Yeah, sadly for me, and there's not really a teacher who does, or here at BIM that does teach double pedal or metal in general. But I was really surprised to find so much metalheads here at BIM.
There's a lot of metalheads. Same. There is a lot of metalheads. You walk around and you see chains everywhere. We've got metalheads over there. Yeah, we're cheering. Oh yeah. What's the most unexpected place you found inspiration for a song? Like, you know, like you wouldn't think this is black metal inspiration. Has that happened to you?
Yes.
Simple answer. Good
yes.
stuff.
I'm trying to think because, like, maybe. I take a lot of inspiration from just, like, nature and, like, whatever I feel in the moment.
Like nature and mysticism in general is quite a big theme.
Yeah,
in
like
metal.
Like back in Sweden, I used to like every other day, maybe even like every day for like a week, go to this swamp.
Okay.
There was a swamp really close, and I just went there and
gathered inspiration from
just
nature.
sat there, really smoking cigarettes, drinking like a Monster or beer or whatever, and then just going back.
Just sitting by
or
the
just
swamp.
sitting by the ocean.
So you're like sucking in the
like done for
vibe.
the day.
Yeah. Just
nice.
like getting a feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that black metal is probably the most diverse genre in that regard, because there is a band, I'm not sure of the name of it, but they make bee black metal.
Bee black metal.
Yes,
bee
and
black metal.
they use samples from bees.
Oh, like
around.
bees.
Yes,
like
yes, like
B-E-E.
bees. Yes, and because of the tremolo picking, right?
Yeah.
It's very fast tremolo picking genres. It sounds like a Flight of the Bumblebee, basically.
Yeah.
And then all the lyrics are about honey and bees. So
What?
yeah, there's a bunch of
so
those.
sweet.
I did not know that. That is so sweet. Yeah.
There's actually also like medieval black metal.
Yeah.
Like all of the lyrics are just about pillaging and like
It's like completely different time scene.
medieval night stuff, whatever they do.
Nice.
Probably the genre namings of black metal bands is just insane, because you know EDM has a lot of genres, right? But
yes.
I would say black metal is just
It's like so many
infinite amounts of
subgenres.
Yes,
You mean, yeah.
the subgenres are basically all modular. So it can be a progressive symphonic post-apocalyptic black metal, or like again symphonic melodic black and death metal, or something.
It's like German
that.
language. You can just combine the words.
And
infinitely.
it makes sense, right? With the diversity of it, it's
just a way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's honestly quite a mind blow. Well, the opposite genre of that, I'd probably say, is just pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, there's metal bands that have covered pop songs and were like insanely successful for doing that, because it reaches out to a bigger audiences and stuff. If you were to do that, like brainstorming time, what pop song would you cover?
Taylor Swift.
Easy one.
Funny thing is, you asked that because I just remembered there's I don't remember the band name, but there's a black metal band that covered "I Need a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler.
Nice. Nice.
Was it good? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Was it good? I need to have a listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it may have not been black metal, whatever, metal.
But like, yeah, still.
It's
honestly, but you know, Billie Eilish has great harmonies you once could use, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's really, certainly the first album is really dark.
Yeah.
So you can just
take
change the instruments, use the instruments for black metal, and then you have a black metal song.
Yeah.
Honestly, quite a contradiction as well, because she uses whisper vocals a lot, especially on the older albums, on the first one. And like metal is usually very loud, like screams and everything. So that would actually be a good contradiction, I feel.
Yeah.
You could just cover it when the party's over. by Billie Eilish. That could be a good one. You should try that.
Yeah, of course.
So what's the most unmetal thing about each one of you? Like we've been doing black metal talk for some time. What's the least metal thing about each one of you?
I used to be a pop punk vocalist for a long time.
Pop punk vocalist.
Yes, and I played guitar in pop punk bands as well. I think that's pretty unmetal.
Yeah, that is unmetal.
I honestly, I've tried to think about it the whole day, and before I left, the only thing I could remember or like think of was nothing. But I do have a red golf ball that I found in a puddle of water.
What? What? I
don't know.
That's the most unmetal thing about you.
I mean, you are talking to the most metal person ever, because his first metal concert was before he was born.
Yeah,
what?
Actually, yeah. My mom was when I was still in her stomach. Whatever you say.
Biologically correct.
like a week or same month or something.
Yeah, before you were born.
Yeah, before I was born. My mom went to see the German metal band Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that's when I was moving the most and kicking the most.
So you were really enjoying
I
that.
was moshing in... I was moshing before I was
You
born.
had your own little mosh going on. What about you, Linus?
Well, I thought... Well, now that you mentioned about the bands, I'm playing in an indie rock band, actually, from my hometown. Mm-hmm. I'm playing in a lot of bands, but one thing that came to my mind is that I don't drink alcohol, you know? And especially not beer.
Mm-hmm. Especially not beer.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Because it's well, generally I don't do it, but beer is such an heavy metal thing, you know, to have his beer and everything.
Just have beer on stage, split over the guitars, all
yeah,
that stuff. Nobody cares.
So that's
So you don't drink alcohol. That's the non-metal thing.
yeah, and and I listen to a lot of other genres as well. So, I'm a huge swing fan, for example.
Swing fan?
Yeah.
Do you like playing swing drums as well?
No, not that
not
really.
So much.
I rather listen to the music, like swing revival and electro swing as well. Yeah.
That's cool. Right, so you also got like different backgrounds and stuff. Also, you're all from different countries. Does let's say, because metal, right? Sweden, right? Does your Swedishness in any way like influence this? First of all, love of metal, and also just like the band. Or is that just like not a thing? That did nothing to do.
What do you
with
mean?
You? Like the fact that like, is there a lot of metal around you in Sweden? And all that stuff, and it is the inspiration for like, I don't know, the band theme, maybe even lyrics, if you work on it collaboratively, come from any sort of like Swedish music?
It depends, but I don't know how to answer that in a good way. Sorry.
Sweden is more known for death metal, though.
Yeah,
it's more like heavy and death metal.
Okay, so for like the non-metal
DSBM.
listeners. What's the difference between, let's say, death metal and black metal?
Okay.
So
how much time you got?
So the British dudes were doing their death metal stuff, and a bunch of Norwegian teens said, "And you know what? You guys look too mainstream. We're gonna we don't like that you dress up like this, colors or whatever." And in protest of that, they kind of just said, "You know what? Let's become wizards. Let's put on leather pants and go to a graveyard with a sword and a cloak and some paint and pose with a dead body or something." I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Casual, everyday, daily stuff.
Yeah, as you do, of course.
Okay, so it's basically the much more gory version of the same. If you
it was basically
not gory. I would say. If you describe it really simply, death metal is more about the act of committing crimes, and then
black metal
is committing crimes, but singing about it in a mystical way.
Okay.
So it's more occult, basically,
it's hard
more
to imagine.
more pagan, you know. And death metal is more political, and black metal is more like mystical and theatrical, I would say.
Musical wise, I would also say that that death metal is just in a way more aggressive.
Yeah, definitely.
And just in your face.
Less atmospheric. Less
it's just
feel, more just
low and loud.
In your face. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Lovely.
Metal up your ass.
Yeah, don't worry, we've got 2 more F-bombs left. It's chill. So what's next for your band? Bands?
EP
gigs,
single release, I guess.
Yeah,
single release.
Leading into an EP release. I'd say. Single release 3rd of February. Maybe.
We've got a date, guys. We've got a date.
Oh, maybe.
maybe
3rd of February.
Is the aim, right?
Yeah.
So you
okay, good to know.
One of the band members doesn't know. That's fine.
That just happens. It's fine. Well,
it was decided like an hour ago. I
an
think.
hour ago
we decided.
So we didn't get to have a band meeting.
Yeah, that'll happen. That's just fine. It's improvisation.
Didn't even have a rehearsal yet. So it just.
It's like forming stuff, putting stuff together. So gigs are gonna come later.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you like build it up with the releases. First.
I think we're actually planning on playing the end of the gig.
Yeah.
End of your gig.
End of your gig at BIM.
Yeah, maybe.
So, yeah.
Trying to push black metal into the mainstream.
Yeah, do that 100%.
Without committing crimes.
Without committing.
Like.
Yeah.
What's it called? Cool ass attires.
Cool ass attires.
Yeah.
I do it full on.
We're gonna make our own stage clothes. And
nice.
Stuff. At least I am.
What are you gonna take inspiration from for that?
Oh, I already have it designed and.
Nice.
Yeah.
You did it yourself?
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
We're also gonna be wearing crowns, right? Made of wood.
Yeah.
Crowns made of wood.
Yeah.
You're going very
Some
nature.
way.
Yeah, very nature. Ice crown, right? Painted white.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Like thorns.
Like thorns.
Little twigs.
Yeah.
Little twigs. Just like a bird's nest. I want it here, guys. I want it here.
Yeah.
Put the little twigs on the little twigs.
And a little birdie's gonna fly out. It's halfway through. That's gonna be the nature part of the show.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so the question of the show, which we haven't successfully managed to implement yet, but we are starting with this episode. Why are you in music individually? Why did you start music? Why do you love music? How did you get into it?
Who starts?
Linus, I guess.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, my parents are opera singers.
Okay.
Actually, so well, music was always there in the house, of course, and remember my father was so motivated, so he got me my first drum set at around I was 4 or something.
Okay, that's early, yeah.
Because I was always like playing on the pots with spoons or something like that. Yeah.
You're a born drummer.
Yeah. Apparently, yes. Yeah, and then it just started playing drums when I was in 2nd grade, and also went to a kind of a music, not a music school, but a school with special music something, but it was classical, so it was not of interest for me. Yeah, that's how it started, and then more instruments came, and yeah.
So what instruments do you play now?
I play piano was the second, and then about 3-4 years ago, I think, guitar and bass.
Okay, so you got the full kit, the full set.
And also singing and screaming.
Screaming.
Yeah.
You got your low scream as well, you do?
Yeah. No, so at a certain point I was certain that I want to study music.
And what was that sort of like turning point in your life when you thought, I want to do music?
Actually, I was really fond of chemistry in school.
Okay.
And Latin.
How does that work into music?
What?
Yeah, that was the other plan. And I remember I did or I attended open day something for uni biochemistry, and I was sitting there and they keep saying, oh, and did we mention it's so hard and you have really to pull through? And then I was like, nah, I can't do that. So the other thing was music, because I was doing music all the time, practicing, playing in 2 bands at one point in my hometown.
So basically, your whole life has been filled with music, and it was like an obvious route for you.
Yes.
That's great. That's actually really, really nice. What about you, Aiden?
Pretty much same, honestly. Like when I was
Your parents are also opera singers?
Opera singers.
No. Not at all. But like when I was like 8, 9 years old, my classroom had like a piano in it, and I used to refuse doing like work and stuff, and instead just sat there annoying people by trying to play. It was just random notes. And then when I was like 16, I got really into punk and like started playing bass. And then like 2020 I started playing guitar, and then like 2 years after that I started my first black metal band.
So it was like a bit quicker, a bit of a quicker rise up. You started a bit later, but you're also in it. So that turning point for you was sort of gradual.
Yeah.
Very cool, nice. What about you, Anastasia?
Well, I come from a musical family as well. In Russia, my mom's a big singer, I would say.
What genre? What style?
Yeah, she does pop music, but she in the USSR she used to play in a big like Beatles kind of cover band.
That's cool.
Yeah, and she's from Belarus. She's that band was really big in the Soviet Union. But kind of throughout my life, I was drawn into music, and I was just experimenting with it. I was mostly a vocalist for my whole life, doing vocals for pop punk bands and like punk as well. But then I just discovered guitar and started playing guitar, and here I am now, basically, and going heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier.
Heavier and heavier at one of the best music schools, mainly pop.
Well, you know, with guitar in particular, I come from a more death metal, like melodic death metal background, which is like more technical and less emotional, and I wanted to expand on my emotion. I just really like black metal as a genre, just sonically.
Just I want to combine all of that love for music with the love of the genre and actually make it, because you have the skills to make it. And how are you divided up in the band? Who's producer? Who's? I mean, you said you write most of the songs. I guess it's gonna be like
we
main
together with
songwriter.
Aiden.
We
like
kind of do it together a bit.
Yeah.
Not always like sitting down together and writing stuff. Like
it's like a collaborative effort all together.
Yeah, like there's been some times where I just say like, oh yeah, I got a new riff, and show him, and then vice versa.
That's good. You like all know your parts because you all sort of like did them together.
So I'm the guitarist. I'm the lead guitarist, basically, vocalist and drummer.
Are you looking for any more members, or is this
at this point we are looking for a bass player and a second guitarist, which is actually pretty hard at BIM, and so we might branch out. Because not a lot of people play metal at BIM. A lot of people listen to metal, but not a lot of people play metal.
Yeah, that is also another big factor, honestly. Like a lot of people here are very like metalheads. Like they listen to metal, they dress metal, they look metal, and they play reggae.
Yeah,
indie music. Indie music a lot as well. But I mean, it's hard to find somebody who can actually do it and also do it at a certain level. That you need.
Of course, being an extreme band, it's really fast. Really, like, I wouldn't say our music is very technical, but still, it requires a lot of technique, especially from the drummer.
Especially the drummer. The drummer has a hard role in this band. And also you play in like several bands, so you just
I play in 6 bands now.
6 bands?
Yes.
I thought you were playing 4. Where did the other 2 come from?
Well, the other 2 is this one, and then more mainstream band that is on its way now. So we'll see about that.
Oh wow, that's I'm out of words, honestly. Like first of all, very musical, very difficult, very hard to like get it all functioning and working. But honestly, I feel like you're on a good track. It should work really well. I mean, if you want to find people here, this is a great way to shout out, we need a bass player, we need a second guitarist.
Bass players, our Instagram should be in the description.
Yeah, it's going to be in the description.
Yeah, so, please.
Call up. Ad placement.
Call your local hotline.
Actually, Linus, do you
That's
want
us, by
to
the way.
read your band
Oh, yeah.
application?
Oh wait, do we have internal?
Yeah.
So maybe, do you have any tips for anybody who wants to get into black metal newly?
Satan.
No.
Bleep. I have to read if it's legal to use Satan in podcasts.
It is.
Okay, in that
It's
case,
freedom of
great.
speech, right?
Okay, in that case, say
Okay,
no. Say
otherwise, Santa.
no way. Santa.
Santa.
I'll just replace Santa. Every
If you want to get into black metal, I would say don't watch the movie Lords of Chaos.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
don't
read the book either, honestly.
Yeah, and the book either as well. Yeah. Listen to maybe new bands. I could recommend.
Listen to Iskrona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen to Iskrona.
And
Well-produced
Nocturnal
band.
Premonition.
But if you want to get
And
into black
Plåtsamda.
metal,
And
then
Plåga.
maybe the vocals scare you away. I have a recommendation. It's a new band. It's a one-man project from Leeds in England. It's called Antlers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Antlers band, and it's symphonic black metal, but it's instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
So and it sounds really cool. I
Okay.
think it's really interesting. And again, Non Est Dios, a German band,
Mhm.
really good.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I actually also have a good band to start listening to for black metal. Kektarek, I think it's pronounced. I don't know, but it's a good mixture between like clean vocals and screamy vocals, and like just acoustic songs and full blown.
Yeah, also Ulver. It's
Yeah.
basically the same. Ulver, very good band. Also very has acoustic elements in it and
Mm-hmm.
calm parts and atmospheric parts. Really cool.
Cool, nice. That's a good sort of
Or Imperial Moon. I
vocal
like those.
Yeah.
spectrum of stuff somebody can get into. That's great.
But I mean, in general, to get down to extreme metal, you might even like start with heavy metal, you know,
Mhm.
or hard rock. I don't know, because you have to
Yes.
adjust
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point to the.
You have to
vocals at
adjust to
least.
it.
Yeah.
and-
It's
yeah.
it's an
Start off
acquired taste, I
slow.
would say.
Yes,
Yes,
it is
definitely.
definitely. Yeah.
100%.
Start by like just listening to old stuff like Black Sabbath and
Mhm.
stuff, then like move maybe to Motorhead, Venom, maybe even give a shot for like Knocked Loose, because
Uh-huh.
their vocals are kind of harsh.
So how should not like in your face? You mean?
I would say
Knocked
jumping
Loose?
from Black Sabbath to Knocked Loose is the worst thing you can suggest to a person.
No.
It's like a bad step. Step in the bad direction.
To people who don't know, Knocked Loose is a band where when they play certain songs, people get knocked out in the mosh pit.
No,
It's a hardcore band.
Knocked Loose shows are basically just like everyone's allowed on stage. They don't have
Oh, like
barriers.
on the stage.
Yeah,
with
Yes,
people
and
jump on the
it's
the
full
stage and
violence in the
pit
mosh
with
pits.
them.
Oh, wow.
They are very like
Heavy.
they're very much for like wanting to show you like, yeah, we're still just people.
Mhm.
But they did perform on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
did like the people join on Jimmy Fallon?
I guess,
You should
yeah.
watch that.
Well, yeah.
Cool. Nice.
This is us, I guess.
That is Iskrona. Thank you guys for coming on to the show.
Thank you,
Daniel
for
Music
hosting us.
24.
It's been a pleasure.
After this, we're probably gonna have to kill Aiden because we're too big
Oh yeah.
in the black metal scene.
Fuck, we're sellouts.
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 Already.
Sellouts already.
Not even had a rehearsal. Shit.
Yeah, you need to plan
Way
that
to
stuff.
go.
Way to go. Thanks for watching, people. Look forward to episode 4. Enjoy this one. Share this episode. Share it with your black metalhead friends and heavy metal dudes everywhere. It was a pleasure having you guys once again.
It's a pleasure
Thanks.
to be
Thank
here.
you.